Hi, it's me again. I was just here a week ago, but I said on my last video I would do a video in a week. Next week is spring break for my kids, so it won't be an easy time for me to do a video and keep a schedule. And I wasn't sure what I would be able to talk about within a week because I really haven't had much stitching done. I have one thing to show you. So, but I do have some stuff to talk about. So this might be a short video or a long, but I don't know. I ramble on, so it could be a long one. I'm also expecting a bunch of deliveries, and I sit right across. I have a door that goes into my kitchen, and that's where all the deliveries come from. That's kind of our main entrance, and so I'm sitting right across. I'm sure some UPS or FedEx person will be banging on my door, and my dog's outside on her tie out because she's just a menace, one of my dogs. So she could be barking soon. Right now, I looked out there and she looks like one of those, pet abuse commercials with the Sarah McLachlan music. She's like, laying in a bunch of mud and, on her little tie out. Okay, and I'm getting at this a lot later than I intended to. I did some work this morning and I have some errands to run this afternoon. I have to get to the post office. I usually film these first thing in the morning. This is actually a good time because our post office closes for an hour for lunch and I have stuff to take there. And, I don't know if I'll be back by the time they close at 4. So this is a good time killer in between that. I don't even know where to begin. Notes, Rachel. You should be writing notes every time. Okay, so, I got my coffee, and I'll show you this first. This was some of my haul. I told you I've been spending like a drunken sailor. I don't know if sailors get drunk, but that was so inappropriate. Okay, so Beth Twist, she has always sold sort of like merch with her designs on them. And she has her own website. And then I think she still has an Etsy site. I know she prefers for you to go to her regular website, which I should have written down. But she's always sold images that you could either buy a PDF of an image and go get a mug or whatever you want, really. A t-shirt, you could get whatever you want done with this image. But they were pretty much made for mugs. Or you could pay a little more and she would have them printed and sent to you. That getting the image was relatively inexpensive. And I think a lot of people would buy them and, you just email your image to Walgreens or Sam's or whoever and order a mug or something with her designs on it. So I think about a week ago, she had posted that she started using Society 6, which is a website that you can upload artwork. There's all different kinds of stuff on there. I mean, anybody can do it. And basically they do all of the printing and the putting those images on whatever items you choose to sell and sending it to the customer. And then you get your profit after you've sold stuff. So, a lot of people that just like to fiddle around with graphic design will have little Society 6 shops where you can order, funny t-shirts, or they're actual artists and they have paintings done on canvas and things like that. So Beth Twist had posted on her Instagram the link to the Society 6 page where she had uploaded stuff. Oh boy, that was trouble. So it was nice. I've actually ordered there's other websites besides Society 6 that do that, and I have ordered things from them before. They're kind of fun to look around. You can find some really unusual things. Some of it's very amateur and some of it's very nice. And they ship very quickly. So, of course, she had coffee mugs, and I ordered, I feel like I ordered 4, but I guess I must have only ordered 3, unless one of these cups is dirty, because I grabbed them. So I ordered 3 coffee mugs, a travel mug. I ordered a little sticker, like for my computer, and I ordered, my family, this hasn't come yet, my family's gonna think I'm nuts, I ordered a cutting board. They're gonna think I've gone crazy when I bring out the cross stitch cutting board. She also had bath mats, and I debated that one, but I thought they'll really make fun of me if they go to step in the shower and they're stepping on a image of a sampler. If I lived alone, I'd have one. I'd totally have one, but I think they would think I'm a little loco. They would totally understand the coffee mugs. So she had more images than this, but this one, and I can't tell you what the pattern is, but this is the one I'm using right now. They're so cute. And I think that they're a little nicer and better made than like when you upload to, you know, Walgreens or Sam's or, you know, whoever will print stuff. I think they're a little nicer, just a little bit. So I got this one. And I've got this one. This is Coffee Quaker, which I have the pattern, and for years I have wanted to do this. I always wanted to, I have like a little coffee bar set up in right off my kitchen in my dining area. And I have like right now I'm drinking regular coffee, but I have a Nespresso machine. And at Christmas I'll put hot chocolate out there, and then that's where I keep my Nespresso, you know, for when I want espresso. And above it I usually hang the, was it the Coffee Quaker sampler? I've shown it here before. And I always wanted to stitch this and also hang this with it above the coffee bar. I always liked it. And this quote kind of reminds me of, it's actually not a quote from like Gilmore Girls, but there is a quote from Gilmore Girls that Lorelai Gilmore says that's very similar to first I drink the coffee, then I do the things. And that's one of my favorite shows. So, and then I got this one, this little Adam and Eve. I think this might be one of her new patterns. One of her new sampler patterns that she released at market. I love that. What is that? Look at Adam's head. Oh, and his pants. Oh, they're funny. A little blue dog. This is cute. And then I got the travel mug. It's Consider the Lilies. It took me a minute to remember the pattern. And it's metal. It's a metal, well, travel mug. It's not necessarily for coffee. You could put cold drinks in here too. And these I do use a lot. Driving into town where I do all my errands and stuff, it's such a far drive that I always take a drink with me. I mean, I always arrive in town and have to use a public restroom. But I always have a drink with me because I am in the car so long when I run errands and stuff. And many times I will drink through something like this completely and still have to go to a drive-thru and get a soda or something, a coffee, because I just drink, I'm constantly drinking stuff. But this is really cute. I love this one. I haven't used it yet. I've used all the mugs every day this week. I think I got this stuff. I mean, it was quick shipping. Like I said, the cutting board is not here yet. I'm really anxious to see what that looks like. I don't even remember what the size was, but I thought, how much more fun to cut onions on top of an antique sampler. I don't remember what pattern's on it either. She also had where you could order the print like stretched on canvas, which would be really cute, like decoration. Or if you like one of her patterns and aren't really into stitching samplers or think you'll never get to a certain sampler, well, then you can order a print and hang it on your wall, and that would be kind of fun. So, and I think those had different sizes maybe. So yeah, so go check that out. I think I should have looked to see if there's, I did it so quick. I don't know. I think there's probably a link on her Instagram site, and I'm sure if you go to her website, there's a link to that. So that was part of my haul for this week, and that was very exciting. I could see myself going in there and ordering more, but you know, my bank account's crying right now. I've been spending, I've got a problem. I'm glad to hear though, because I've talked to quite a few people that are customers of mine and have ordered stuff, and have said, oh, with market and this and that, you know, I'm just spending a ton and it's hard to stop once you start. So I think for me, it's been mental therapy. I'm stressed. I am so tired. I'm so tired. I'll just do shop updates now because that's why I'm tired. I'm still working hard. I had some interruptions this week. Wednesday, I actually got called out. I had to go help my daughter with something. So Wednesday, I really didn't get to work. It kind of threw my whole week off. Yesterday, I worked pretty hard all day. There were shop orders that I really wanted to get out. I know there's a few customer orders that they're ready to go, and they're not going to get out today. I did my postage for today, and so if you got an email, you're getting it. If I told you that yours would probably be shipped Friday, it'll probably be more like Monday. So I still have some January orders. I'm working on February orders. I sent out a few March orders, not a ton, even though we're almost out of March. Most of my orders, there's a lot of orders at the 8-week mark. Those are the ones that are about ready to go out. There are some approaching that, which I will be working hard on next week. What else? I placed some orders. Oh, okay. One thing I talked about last time was, well, I won't go into that yet. I'll show you that in a minute. I did place some orders with the distributors early this morning. They did. Okay, now I saw on social media, and this is always like kind of a, I don't know, a sign that the distributors are getting their Zweigart orders. I did see that Michelle from Mill on the Floss had gotten her Zweigart order, and she gets linen directly from Zweigart. I know she does, and I know Fox and Rabbit always post when they get their Zweigart orders, and they are able to order directly from Zweigart. When I see those going out, I know that my distributors are probably also receiving their orders around the same time. And sure enough, they were. So this morning I looked, and the distributor I like to use the most, they actually got 32 count in. So I'm not going to be adding 32 count colors to my website just yet. I have a lot of shop orders that are heavy in the 32 count, and I've been having to send them out without it. And so the ones that aren't totally filled yet, I'm hoping that I will get what I ordered and be able to send them some 32 count as well, rather than a bunch of 28. It's funny because the shops, you can almost tell the flavor of a shop by what they order. You can kind of tell their customer base by the colors they order or the amounts, you know, whether they're a high traffic shop or not. And there are certain shops that really seem to only order 28 and 32 count. They just don't, they must not have a customer base that is, you know, higher count stitchers. So, and a lot of times those orders are kind of small. So I hate to send out, you know, for those shops when they've placed an order, to send out like not even a quarter of what they ordered when I don't have the 32. So eventually, hopefully they got a ton this time. And so I will let you know when I have added back in a lot of my 32 count colors. They're still out of 40 count, but I'm assuming that they are, it's just not uploaded yet. That either they, you know, have it and haven't put it as available, or they're prepping it or whatever. Because I would assume that they got 40 count, because they always do. So hopefully, I was really getting worried because some of these orders are waiting on some 40 count colors that I don't have a lot of 40 count left. And so I've kind of been trying to dye colors that will service the most customers, and some of the colors that I have in my piles that are ordered, I didn't want to waste what I had filling when it didn't, you know, didn't fill that many orders, if that makes sense. So hopefully I'll be dyeing a lot of 40 count next week. Cross your fingers. I had a lot. Brenda and Laura's last video, Brenda showed, well, I think they both showed their Sara Fletcher progress, and holy cow, the people ordering Thornfield, which is funny because that's actually one of my favorite colors to dye. It can be a little finicky, but that's it's one of my favorite colors to stitch on, and it's one of my favorite colors to dye. So I love when I see some colors just give me trouble, and some I don't love dyeing them. They're not my favorites. I mean, I like dyeing all of it, but some of them I just love. I love doing it. I love seeing how, you know, when it's dry, how it looks. And So Thornfield's one of my favorites. Dirty Teacup's another favorite too. Yeah, so, the wait is long. I don't know why. I mean, I have a lot of orders waiting for me. If I told you, you'd probably poop yourself. And I try not to look because, you know, it can be stressful. So I'm just chugging through. You'll get your orders. I'm working hard. That's all I can do. And I think I need a break. I had a rough week. I just had a rough week. I'm feeling good, but I feel like I need like an afternoon off. Hopefully I can get my errands done today and maybe take a little afternoon off. My house, if anybody stopped by right now, it's bad. I really need to take an afternoon where I'm like scrubbing. We had rain all week and I live on a dirt road with a dirt driveway and I have dogs and people, but especially my Great Pyrenees. Holy cow, she's a digger. And she really enjoyed all that mud and my floors need to be scrubbed. I have a white sectional from IKEA with a slip cover, which this is my second one. I've had those for years. And they're great with kids and stuff because you can take the cover off and wash it and getting it right back to looking like brand new, and you don't have to, make sure people stay off your couch. I mean, they're fantastic, but all week she's been coming in out of the mud, booking it through the door and rolling on this. I mean, the couch, she's been hopping on my bed. I have slept in a sand pile for like 2 days and I already changed my sheets once this week. I really need to take some time off and a scrubber, and I think next week we're getting a little snow. If it's solid, it's a little better, but that dirt out there, it's just awful. The ground is saturated. So I'm going to try and get a lot of work in, but I think I need to take a couple afternoons to get some personal stuff done because it's been very ignored. Very ignored. Let's see, what else do I have to update? Oh, a lot of people ask me about my employees. Melanie and Natalia. Natalia's my 17-year-old. She has worked out fantastic. Now, she's still in school. She does online school, so she can't devote a ton of time to it, but she's very good, and she's a big help. Melanie, not employee of the month, and she's already quit on me. So she only quit because she did get another job, and a job that she working at like a gourmet burger place. So she's going to school and now she's working 30 hours a week at this job and she doesn't have time, but she only worked for me for an hour. And she's like, I just don't think this kind of work is like my kind of work. She was like, I was like, get the hell out of here. Oh God. She's just, she's 19. Whatever. So, and my 14-year-old always asked to work, but if you've ever had a 14-year-old boy, we don't want him touching our linen, right? No. I told him I'd hire him to do other things around the house to help me so that I don't have to take time away from the linen. So he's got a few jobs over spring break that I'm going to give him that will help me out that I need done. So he really wants to work. He's like, can I just touch that linen? And I'm like, no, no. He can't even make a box of mac and cheese. I mean, whatever. So that being said, it's still pretty much me by myself. I'm starting to ramble. It's still pretty much me by myself. So I'm chugging through, but my wait's a good 8 weeks now. Not for everybody. And some are slightly longer, but I'm working on it. And eventually I will have help and I will have more room and more space, and it's going to be a while. So just stick with me right now while the wait is long, because I do plan on getting some, it's not going to stay like this forever, but it's a newer business. There's bumps in the road, and right now I'm the only one working it. So it's just the way it is. Okay. So last time I talked about kits, and I was going to post some kits over the weekend, which I did. And I posted some Mary Wigglesworth by Hands Across the Sea, and I posted Anne Goodall from Little House Needleworks. Now, Anne Goodall, I did sell all my, I sold all my charts and linen for that. I didn't have thread packs listed because I was waiting on Classic Colorworks Eggshell. Now I have all the thread packs. And I only had a few charts of that one, which is fine because I wouldn't say that one was like, that took like a while to sell. So I have more charts of that on the way, and I have thread packs. So I'm going to upload the thread packs if that's something you want to order. Mary Wigglesworth, I had a lot of those. I was literally on there still updating my inventory and putting stuff in there, and they were gone before I could even log out of my administrative part of the website. So yesterday afternoon, I got more charts. I already had the linen, and I already had all the floss packs. So I think I did update my inventory because I've sold a couple since I updated. So there should be more Mary Wigglesworth. I'll show you Mary Wigglesworth charts, kits listed in there. The way I have them listed is you can buy the chart alone. You can buy the chart with this one's kitted with 90s Nirvana. With linen, right now I'm pretty much kitting these mostly with 36. Once I get some 40, I may add either a 40 or a 30, a lower option, a 46 option. I might add a second option, but for right now they're 36. Just because that's the base linen that I have the most of and was able to dye. But that could change, and I'll just let you know. I'll post it on my Instagram or let you know here. So I do have more kits listed. See, now I'm rambling. So when you order, if you want a full kit, the way that's easy, first I had an option that was like chart, linen, threads all together with the price. It's the same price, but the way I've changed it just for inventory reasons is you put the chart and the linen in your cart, and then you put the thread pack in your cart. And there's no price difference as to when I bundled them together or didn't. I put the thread pack separate for a few reasons. Number one, you may just want the threads. You may have already bought the chart. And I'm kitting these with DMC. And so if you want to do silks, I don't have kits with silks. It's just DMC. And Hands Across the Sea, I will always do kits in DMC. So there's plenty of places to get the silk. Well, I shouldn't say always. Never say never, right? You never know. I could offer the silk at some point. Okay, so those are on there. I totally lost my train of thought now. Okay, so kits are on there. And Goodall. I think I'm out of the charts. I know that there's charts on the way. Okay, so Anne Goodall is another kit. The other kits that I'm doing, which I had a lot of requests for this after Brenda and Laura's video. So the two other ones that I will be posting this weekend, they are ready to go, are Sara Fletcher by Hands Across the Sea. And this one will be kitted with Thornfield like Brenda and Laura are doing. And right now I'm just going to be doing 36 count kits because, again, that's what I have. So, and that I have kitted with these. My daughter did the thread packs for me. And see, it'll be marked, so, all the DMC are together and you know what it's for. But these colors are so good. When she put them together, I was like, oh, this thread pack is super pretty. So that will be on Thornfield. And I don't know when they're going to be posted. At some point in the next few days, they will. So just keep looking, or they don't sell out quickly, they will be posted on my Instagram. The other thing is these aren't limited. So if they sell out, I just don't want a ton of inventory sitting here that I'm sitting on for a long time. So when they sell out, I'm ordering more charts and knowing that I have a little bit of time to add that color to my customer dyeing that I'm doing and have it all ready. They ship immediately. If you order with dyed to order linen, they won't ship immediately. So if you want the kit quickly, just order the kit and it'll go out usually within a day or two. if you're not anxious to get it and you want to order some other colors or some other linen, then it's just going to be waiting for your linen to be done. So that's how that works. The other one I'm going to do is Esther Pickford. And Natalia has not put the thread. I have the thread, but she hasn't put the kits to get all together yet. So, and this one I'm going to kit on Dirty Teacup. So I will have 36 for right now. If you want to do another count, you're always welcome to order linen from a shop or from me in a different count. But for the kits, right now I'm doing 36. What else? Okay, so an upcoming one. I don't have the threads yet, so this won't be this week. I'm still waiting on... I ordered charts through Tanya at Scarlet House of her market releases, and she hasn't sent them yet, which is normal. I expected that. These designers and shops, they're still working on market stuff. And the designers especially, they have to fill all these big orders and print and this and that. So, so she, and I can't remember the name of it. She had one market release that was done on my Dirty Teacup. That one I'm waiting for from her. So those will be kitted up whenever I get them. But I also really liked Janet Barr Slater. And so this one I just ordered from the distributor rather than contacting her again and having her send them to me. So this will be the next kit, and I'm going to do this one on Dirty Teacup as well. This one probably won't be listed until later next week because I'm waiting on the threads. These I'm also kitting in DMC. She calls for Classic Colorworks Belsois and Gloriana. So I decided to do DMC because it's just easier than waiting on threads from multiple different companies. So that's the reason I did that. If you want the silks, you can just order the pattern and the linen from me if you want. I also mentioned last time that I was going to start carrying Kohana scissors, and I forgot to, I was going to grab mine. I had a couple questions about what's the big deal about the Kohanas, because they're an expensive scissor, no doubt. And that's not in everybody's budget. So don't feel pressure, right? I mean, you can use little kiddie school scissors. You can use you can use whatever to cut your thread. None of this stuff is a total necessity. So don't feel bad if it's not in your budget to get fancy scissors, but there's a lot of people that like them, or at least want one nice pair, sort of a pair that you have a really long time. You've invested a little money in it. You have it a long time. I really like the Kohanas. I have a pair of the Burnt Sienna, which is brown. Brown and red are their basic colors. I have a case of brown coming to me, and I have a bunch of the red coming to me. And then they do limited edition, which I'm sure if you're on social media, you've seen it on Facebook and Instagram lately. They do limited edition colors, kind of like for the seasons. And so they do one run. When they're sold out, they sold out. Now they have brought some of the colors back, but they just released for pre-order, and I do have them on pre-order. A yellow, a pink, and a teal blue. So when those come in, I will just put them on my website. I'm not doing pre-orders. There's plenty of places selling it. I think I only ordered like 10 pair of each color. So, you know, I'm not going to, that's not like my main thing for my website. I want to have some in there, and I'd like to have another pair. So, but I did see like Attic Needlework, Hobby House, I think Shepherd's Needle, Victorian Rose Needle Arts. I think it's Victorian Rose Needle Arts shop. Tinka, she's doing pre-orders. So all of those places, if you want to pre-order them, you can, and try to make sure you get any of those limited edition colors. They all sell out really quickly. So I'll have some, you know, and I'm sure they'll sell, and when they sell, and that's it. That's not my main thing. But the brown and the red, I should be able to keep stocked. What is it about them? They're just a good scissor. If you've ever used like Dovo scissors, I would say they would be along the line of a Dovo scissor. They're made in Japan. They're very sharp. I think the thing I like about them is the way they feel. That lacquered handle, it feels really nice in your hands. I mean, not like you're constantly cutting with scissors, so you get, it's not like your hands get tired, but it has such a nice feel to it. They're very precise. And I think the colors are kind of fun, you know? It's kind of, I can see having kind of a collection of them, which I think I probably will. I'm also getting in some of the little tiny snips. I'll put those on my website. Those are actually on their way. And yeah, so that's what it is about Kohana. I think that they're just, and you know, when anything's like limited or hard to get, you know, that creates a fever, right? So I think you have a lot of people that have missed out on previous colors and they're just determined when they see a color, they want to get it. Some people may only buy one and never buy another pair. And then there's definitely like kind of scissor collectors that will, I'm sure, buy any of the colors that appeal to them. But they are a very, very nice kind of high-end embroidery scissor. So, and they're straight edge, they're not curved. I don't think they make left-handed ones. At least when I've been on the distributor's website, that's not an option. So anyway, when I get those in, I'll show them to you. But I will have the spring colors. Like I said, I'm only going to have like 10 pair of each color. So they may sell out quickly. They probably will. Even the stores that order a ton of them, they sell out of them pretty quickly. I really wish I would have gotten the white ones. I missed out on the white ones. But yeah, so that's it. So I did like 30 minutes of shop updates. Well, not totally, because I got a couple other things I'm going to talk about. One thing I want to talk about is just a few days ago, I had a bunch of customers email me to go watch Teresa Kogut's new Flosstube. If you're wanting to know about some of my colors, I didn't know she was going to do this. She has ordered from me before and shown some of my linen on her YouTube. She unboxed and opened some of the linens that I had sent her, and she shows them. She kind of tries to describe them, you know, as far as what she saw, as far as color, which always cracks me up because everybody that does that, they kind of see different things. But she shows them, and she actually, you know, she kept saying, oh, I don't know if I'm getting good color on this, but she did a lot of comparing. Like she would hold like, I don't know, Dolly Madison and Steinbeck together. So you could see one was a little more beige, one is a little more of a grayish, a taupey gray. So it's actually, she did a really, thank you, Teresa. She did a good job kind of showing the colors. So that might be a good one to watch if you were wanting to order linen, or if you've already ordered linen and you want to try other colors. But you know, overdyed linen's expensive, so it is hard when you haven't seen it in person to pull the trigger and say, oh, I'm going to spend $30 or $50 or whatever. What if I don't like the color? You know, so it's nice when people are either stitching on something and recommend it, or they do what Teresa did and try to get it good on camera. It's never really on camera the true color of it, but you'll get an idea. It's better than the pictures, that's for sure. Pictures on websites, pictures on patterns, not true to color at all. So another thing I wanted to mention, and this is kind of the last linen-y thing. I get so sick of talking about my linen. I had quite a few, and even Brenda had said this on her on their last Flosstube. A lot of people were asking me for a linen choice for Humming of the Bees. Oh, this was a great release. This is right up there from this year's market. When I saw this, I thought, I don't know what the heck that I make that would look good on it. Now, looking at this, not needle and flax, one thing I think would be a good choice is actually vintage country mocha. It looks to me like that would be, you know, that's what it looks like in the photo. So I had a few customers, and I pulled the DMC yesterday and put it against a bunch of my linens to see what shows up. It calls for a mix of Gentle Arts, Week Dye Works, and Classic Color Works, and I did not have all the colors, so that's why I pulled the DMC. Okay, I'm going to say the DMC colors were beautiful. I don't have them here. They need to be put away because I have a full set and I wanted to put them back in with the set. I don't think that it's I don't know how to say this without sounding, I don't want to sound rude. The DMC conversion, I don't think is completely really accurate compared to the overdyes. Normally I would say DMC is always suffice. For some reason, Blackbird Designs, I feel like the DMC conversions always look very different than their overdyes. One of the reasons might be is that their look is very faded. It's very worn, you know, like a lot of their patterns are supposed to look somewhat worn and pale and not vibrant. And it just doesn't always convert well to DMC. I have stitched quite a few Blackbird Designs in the DMC, and they look beautiful. I mean, they look fantastic. But looking at these overdyes, like when I pulled the DMCs, even because I know what the colors are, a lot of these I have had or have purchased. And you know, I didn't feel like the DMC is truly what the overdyed is. Does that make sense? So for me, if I was gonna stitch it, now this morning when I was ordering from the distributor, I threw on all these colors that I didn't have because I really want to see them, you know, as the overdyes, because when I stitch this, I have decided I'm definitely doing the overdyes. But the DMC is still it's very close, okay? So I pulled those and I put them against my linens. Looking at it, I thought Brea would be good, but it's not good. It's not good on those colors. So my choices for this would definitely be Newport Beach, Thornfield. Actually, those, there you go. I mean, Thornfield and Dirty Teacup are two that if you ever ordered, they go with a ton of patterns. And a lot of times when I get questions for suggestions for linen, those are kind of my two go-tos because so many things look good with them. So Newport Beach and Thornfield both look good. They're very, very similar linens. Thornfield is kind of like an off-white, like Teresa said, a parchmenty color with sort of like a tan modeling. Now, Teresa had described it when she looked at it that it had a pink undertone. It actually doesn't. I mean, it might have a little bit, but when you look at it next to Newport Beach is done the same way with the same very light background with modeling. Newport Beach is a brown with a pinky undertone. Not overtly pink. If you don't like pink, you'd still like Newport Beach, but it's very sandy. So when you put those two together, Newport Beach and Thornfield is definitely more in the tan brown range. Newport Beach has a pinky brown, you know, a sand color. So, and it looks good. The Newport Beach looked really good with these reds and pinks and stuff. It wasn't, I don't want it to sound like it was pink. If you wanted a warmer choice, it does look good on Dirty Teacup. It actually looked very good on Dirty Teacup. So those would be three choices that would work for needle and flax linens with this chart. I think this chart and Let Love Rain by Teresa Koga are the ones that I've been asked for suggestions the most since Market. By far, I think that Let Love Rain chart, that had to be the clear winner at Market because everybody and their brother has it. Everybody's like, oh, I'm going to stitch it. I mean, I think that was the clear winner for Market. And I have that on order, but my Market order is not here yet. I think it is coming in the mail today. They were shipped. So I don't think I'm going to have like a real Market video because by the time I actually get another video in and I have all these parts, everybody will have seen everything. I'll probably show you what I got though, but it won't be a Market video because you've seen everything. But my Teresa Koga stuff I think will be here. So I am very excited, but that Let Love Rain, a lot of questions about that one by far. I had a customer send me the DMC colors so that I could see, so I could pull them. Thornfield, I mean, it'll look good on Thornfield. That's what I'm going to do it on. I don't know if I'll kit that one or not. I think so many people have bought it. I'm not sure. I haven't decided. I have had requests to kit that one too. We'll see. We'll see. Kits are not my main focus. And like I said before, if they ever show as sold out, when they sell out, I'm going to order more. You know, they're not limited. I'll let you know if something's limited. So just keep checking back and whatever. So I will show you. Oh, okay. First I'll show you what I kind of stitched. I'm already at 40 minutes, so hopefully I can get this done in 20 and get out of here and get my stuff going for the day. Okay, so all these people bought these Mary Wigglesworth charts, and I was getting a little jealous. I was like, I want to see what... The colors are very pretty. Okay, so here's my... So I started it just to kind of... I wanted to see, you know, I was sending out all these kits, and I'm like, I'll do that. Which I did order myself a chart. Okay, so here's my project bag. These are the DMC color. These are the DMC colors. You know, they're fancy. So I have it kitted on, it was called for Creme Brulee, and I kitted it on 90s Nirvana, which this is a color I have been doing since I sold. This is one of my older colors. I used to sell this on Facebook a lot. And it's kind of changed. When I first started dyeing it, I kind of had splotches that were kind of more walnut in color. And then I kind of went very faded. A lot of you have probably got some 90s Nirvana that's it's splotchy and dirty looking, but it's not like so in your face. And then for some reason, I've kind of trended back to the darker splotches, but still not walnut, kind of, I don't know. Just a brown, like maybe you spilled your coffee on it, of course. So again, I have no linen because I stitch on 40 count and I can't use anything out of what goes to my customers. So I was digging through my Oops fabric and I found a yard of Oops 90s Nirvana. I think this is 36. This one, there's nothing wrong with what I did to it. This one came from the manufacturer with some kind of glue on it, and rather than doing a reach, I thought, well, maybe once it's like soaking it, whatever it is, I don't know what it is, maybe it'll wash out. Maybe something just at the factory got on it, and it didn't. There's like, it's glue. I think it's glue. So I have this yard that I put in my Oops bin, and it's 36, I think. So I just grabbed it and picked a spot where I knew that the glue would not impede the stitching. I need to cut this down. I can't stand working with this. But I just tried it one night just because I wanted to see. So that's the colors, and that is 90s Nirvana. And I may stitch on this weekend because I just like to see what that looks like. So that's all I did. That wasn't too long. It's not a big sampler. So, yeah, but I like the colors, and I really love that Sara Fletcher. I don't know. I keep doing the Laura. I'm starting and moving on, and that's not like the me of, 3 or 4 years ago. So, okay, so what did I get? So I did get some stuff in the mail, and hang on a minute. Normally I put this stuff in a basket so it's easy to grab. I told you I ordered stuff directly from Tanya from Market, and she hasn't sent it. I mean, I wasn't expecting to have it by now, but I haven't gotten it yet. So I just couldn't wait because the distributors have gotten some of the charts. And this, I think, was my favorite. This was my favorite of her releases. I mean, I love all the stuff she does, but I think Philadelphia Vine was my very favorite. And I don't know, this one she used to do a lot of charts with only NPI, and she's kind of not really doing NPI anymore. So she a lot of times on these newer charts have had multiple silk companies for the called for threads. So this one is Dinky Dye and Gloriana. I think this one would be awesome in DMC. 40 count Confederate Gray Linen by Weeks Dye Works. Looking at the picture, I'm gonna get the DMC. I think I just might stop at the store and just buy the colors. There's like 6 colors, rather than taking the time to dig them out. This one I think could end up being like a Steinbeck color. I love this. I was talking to her on the phone one night, and it was before market, and I was telling her, oh, I can't wait for a Philadelphia Vine. That's fantastic. That's my favorite. And she was telling me this is, despite the name, this is an English sampler. It's a band sampler. 1755. So there was a Philadelphia living in England and stitched a little band sampler. So it's not an American sampler, which I thought for sure it would be with a name like Philadelphia. What a cool name, Philadelphia. That's cool. I mean, a lot of people name their kids after cities like Denver and Aspen and all this. Like that's kind of, you know, in the last 20 or 30 years, you've seen that pop up a lot of Dallases. But Philadelphia, nobody's using Philadelphia. I think that's kind of cool. I don't know. Maybe people would think it's weird. I don't know. At least it's not Schenectady. I mean, there's some cool, I don't know why. Why is Philadelphia cool for your kid to be named and not Schenectady? I don't know. Whatever. I think that's fun. Philadelphia Vine. That's like a movie star name. Okay. So what else did I get? Another chart that I got was Chessie and Me, Martha Jefferson. This was a country sampler exclusive for a bit. So now that's released. That's not, I think it's super cute. It's definitely not something I'll be starting this year, but I like some of the Chessie and Me samplers that she does. Oh, see, I got stuff mixed up here. Man, I am not having a good week. I'm super easily distracted and unorganized. I gotta organize everything because things are getting out of control. Okay, so 2 other charts that I got that were market releases are Ellen Bulliphant, 1881 by Leila Studio. I don't think I showed this last time. I think that's just a nice little, there's a lot of samplers that kind of have that layout, but I think those colors are pretty. It's not big. She used 46 count Sand Dune by Seraphim. Seraphim's got some nice colors too. I might have some Sand Dune. I don't know. This one also uses Seraphim. Bee's Knees. I don't know if I ever bought that one. I should buy a piece of that. I like some of her colors. This one is the AS sampler too. I think this one's really cute. It wouldn't normally be my style. And I was looking at it. I think it's an adaptation. So she took parts of, oh, well, here it is. The AS Sampler 2 is an adaptation to the original sampler. The motifs from the original were used to create a band sampler, a sampler in band style using different shades of gray and a graduation from light to dark gray. So here is the antique. So she basically took all these little bands and then reconfigured it into this. So it's an adaptation, but all of these are, and it's antique. I mean, I think this one's very cool. Very cool. I love just that little pop of red she's got in there. On this, it looks navy. I don't know. I'll have to pull the colors. I think it would be fun to do this in navy with the red rather than a gray. But I'd have to see. I'd have to see if I could pull enough different blues without too much effort. And then I did order from Stitchfolk, from Barry yesterday. I got, and I can't remember what she called this bag. I think it was like maybe a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago. She had pre-orders for this. It's been a little while since she did this pre-order, and I'm sure she'll do more. Here's the back. And then it comes with a little floss drops. I only have one other bag that I've bought from her. You got to have quick fingers when she uploads those. I think she said she's uploading some on the 26th or 28th. Could be the 26th. You got to be quick and basically forget even trying to get a couple, because by the time you get one or two into your cart, they're gone. I have had them in my cart and disappear when I went, just in the time it took me to get through PayPal. So I don't think I've ever showed it, but I have one of her vinyl front bags with a Brenda Gervais pattern in it that I'm doing. So I think her sense of color and putting her patterns together are very pretty. And so when she had the opportunity to just pre-order one and kind of know you're going to get it, I did it. Yeah, you didn't have to have quick fingers for this. So I think I did see her say that she was going to do more of this type of thing, pre-orders. I know she feels bad that not everybody that wants them can't get them, you know, and some people get a little pissy about stuff. So she's trying to make sure that everybody that wants one can get one. And again, the name of the game in the cross stitch world is patience, patience, patience. You know, I've been waiting like 3 weeks for my market stuff, which I don't care. But it kind of makes me feel really good, because I'm like, if it takes 3 weeks to get the supply to just put charts in an envelope, which these shops are very busy. They're short staffed. They have customers in person to deal with. This is not a complaint about the shops, but it makes me feel a little better that if you're waiting 6, 8 weeks for my linen, I have to manufacture the item, prep it, get it ready, and then put it all together into these envelopes. So it makes me feel very good that I am not the only one that is bogged down at the moment. So one of the other things, this is the last thing, because again, it's going to be an hour. So one of the other things, the new charts that I got were Queenstown Samplers. And I thought that I would go through some of my charts that I have from Queenstown Samplers. Not every one I have, because I have a lot of them. And show you the new ones that I ordered and some of the older ones that I have. I feel like Queenstown Samplers, they don't really get it's Barbara Hudson. I don't think she really gets the street cred she deserves, right? You don't really see it. I mean, there are people that definitely follow her and love her and stitch her stuff, but on social media, you don't see a ton of Queenstown Sampler stuff coming through, people working on it. And I think for sure, definitely from some of the stitch stuff that I have seen, her photos, like all designers, do not do these pieces justice. So a lot of times looking at these photos, unless you take a moment to really look at it or you pull the threads, I don't think you realize the impact of her sampler charts. Okay. Another thing about her that I really like, especially as an American, she really reproduces a lot of American samplers. And you don't necessarily find that with a lot of the designers that do reproduction samplers. It's much easier to get English samplers or Dutch samplers. American samplers can be a little harder to find. They can be a little pricier. And you kind of got to hunt. And a lot of her collection is American. She does do English samplers and has had some, I think she might have a Spanish sampler. She's got a few from other countries as well, but she really seems to do a lot of American samplers, which I'd like to have a lot of American ones in my collection on my walls, because most of what I have is English, which is fantastic. But you know, as an American, it would be kind of nice to have some more examples of American samplers on my wall. So this one, I don't know if this was my favorite from this year, but it's close. And I haven't seen it stitched, obviously. I don't even think I saw pictures of the model anywhere. But I think this one is probably, as Nicola would say, a Bobby Dazzler. And this was, oh dear, 1830. And I mean, Look at that deer. Look at that. I mean, those, oh God, this is good. This is an English sampler. Of course, it's an English sampler. It's so pretty. It's amazing. Oh man. It is so pretty. I love this one. My other favorite one, which I think is probably, these are the new releases, is probably stunning in person. I like, you know, I usually, at market time, there's usually a few of her charts where I'm like, wow. And I don't see it in people's market parades of purchases quite as often as I feel we should. And I haven't stitched any yet. I'm basically a chart collector, but she's got a few that are on my to-do list. And I've showed some before. So this is Anna Mott, 1813, and this is a New York Quaker sampler. And how cute is this? Oh, that is so cute. The colors are great. The alphabet, you have just a little Quaker at the bottom. So if you like the idea of a Quaker but don't want to do like a full big one, maybe you think it would be boring, or I don't know. And then, okay. And then you've got, this Quaker is so cool because you've got like birds that are a different color. You know, a lot of times those medallions are all one color. This is a good one. It would almost be fun to try and get, not every state, you can't find samplers from every state because a lot of states are young enough that girls weren't necessarily doing samplers in the states once they became a part of the United States. But it would be fun to kind of have American samplers from all of the, at least the 13 colonies would be fun. I don't know. Maybe do that as a grouping. I like a theme. So this other one, I like the colors in this one too. Caroline Macey. This is an American Quaker. I don't think maybe she doesn't know where it is, where it originated. So it's American. Oh, I should have taken this out of the bag. This one's pretty. And it's Caroline Macey, 1832. That bright blue is fun. So I think these would be, I got to put these back in the charts. I mean in the cover back in the bag. Because I'll have a big mess. These, okay, I'm a sucker for this. And she has a few of these. She's not the only one, but if there are ever samplers connected to each other, kind of like Lucy Calcutt, how she did two, and I want to do both of those, I feel like I have to have them. I have to have two that go together. And Queenstown has a few that are like that. And I'm pretty sure these were from Market. Okay, 2020, yeah, these are new. I think. Okay, see, I have all of her older ones here with me too, because she has multiple sister samplers. Yeah, these were the new ones. Yes, okay. So these are sisters, Hannah Harding and Grace Harding, and they are both from Willow Grove, Montgomery, Pennsylvania. Sorry that took me a minute. So this is Hannah. Look at that basket of flowers. See, I do think that this photo just, you know, it doesn't do it justice. The design, they do the best they can, but kind of like with the linen. I mean, with the linens and even holding up threads and stuff, you just can't tell till you see it in person. Let's see, she charts, well, this one, I don't know if she does all of them. Yeah, she charts an NPI or DMC. Most designers actually have a DMC conversion. It kind of drives me nuts when they don't have that. It really bugs me when a designer does not have a DMC conversion. It's a real pain in the booty to find a conversion or a good conversion chart. So Grace Harding, 1829. She did this when she was 19. And her sister, does it say? Her sister was 14. So this is the older sister, Grace. Marsha. Okay, Grace Harding, 1829. Now, I think the little sister did a better job. Not a better job, but it's a little more, it's almost like you can tell their personalities a little bit. I would guess they probably did them at the same time. They were little older girls. But this one's just basic, and then Grace's has all the flowers and the wow factor to it. Not Grace, Hannah. I think Grace was the sensible one. And Hannah was probably the free spirit. That's my guess. Now that I have things crashing everywhere. Okay, this one I showed before in my to-dos. I'm gonna take these out of I have to take these out of the bags because it drives me nuts. Sara Comfort. Comfort. This one's very pretty. A very pretty Quaker. And this is from, Plymouth Meeting, Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. I lived in Pennsylvania. I must love Pennsylvania samplers. I lived there for a couple of years. Not in that area, but I did live there. Visited often. This is Caroline Woolman. And this is, the picture looks like it's one kind of funky sampler because they're different styles, but it's actually a chart. It's a reproduction of 2 New Jersey samplers done by the same girl. And they're not museum pieces. It says they're in a private collection. So there's actually both of these charts in there. And I think those would be fun because they're kind of small. You could stitch them up and hang them together. Similar colorway. It'd be really cute on a wall. I like that. I love this. This alphabet's great. I love that style of alphabet. I'm leaving them out of the bag. Okay, this one is super pretty. This one is Margaret Ann. I don't even know. Forget it. I'll let you read it. It's Margaret Ann, 1830. I am not that bad at names, but every time I'm on here, I'm mispronouncing. So Margaret Ann. Okay, so here's the Margaret Ann, what's her face, 1830. Look at that border. And then the basket of flowers. It looks so dull in the photo, but is that not something that would just be jaw-dropping in person? And this would be a good one if you're not into samplers, you're not into the alphabets, the Adam and Eve and all that. I think this would be a good one that would appeal to people that aren't necessarily sampler stitchers, because it's just pretty. It'd be a great Mother's Day gift too. If you like your mother, or if she's around. I don't know. Make it for yourself for Mother's Day or Father's Day. If you're a male stitcher, you can stitch that for yourself. Or Father's Day, even if you're, just stitch it for yourself. Like, even if you're not a father, I'm saying anybody could stitch that. Okay, so Emmeline Vanderbilt, 1828. This is a New York sampler. So there's Emmeline Vanderbilt. Okay, I'm going to hold this kind of close. I like the border. I love the baskets of flowers, and I love this floral little cartouche thing around the words. Don't know. Those look like I don't know, those plants that eat animals. I can't think of the name right now. I don't know if I love those flowers, but everything else I really love. So that one's kind of pretty. And I like the name Emmeline. Emmeline, so pretty. Okay, so this one, I think this was a market release or a new release last year, or maybe whenever the last market was. And this one's kind of fun. This is Sara Worrell, 1790. It's a Delaware County, I must love Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania sampler. Wait, I'll put the name in there. Sara Worrell. I just like the composition of this, and those kind of pinky, orangey deer are pretty cool. And I don't know what this animal is. That's a little frightening. That always cracks me. I mean, it just reminds you that like little kids did them. But I think this one would be very, very pretty. I don't think this one's big either. Not terribly big. NPI and DMC. I think that's all of her charts. Well, maybe it is big. It's 320 by 310. So it is it doesn't look big. It is a bigger one. Okay, Phoebe Nichols, 1824. This is a Loudoun County, Virginia sampler. This one's cool too. She must love buying the ones with these big baskets of flowers because she has quite a few of them. And I can see why this would be appealing. So this is Phoebe Nichols. This one's great. Look how different that border is. You've got a brick house with, of course, 2 birds on the chimneys. And look at that. Look at that, like, polka dot tulips. And the flower basket and the flowers. I think this is another one that's like, it would probably just... It's probably amazing stitched up. Those colors are awesome. Okay, now this is the last one. Well, it's the last 2. This is another, a pair of sister samplers from Baltimore. And they're somewhat similar, but different enough that it would be fun to... Sometimes sister samplers, they're actually almost exact copies, and you kind of think, like, why would I stitch kind of 2 of the same thing, other than to show that 2 samplers survived from within the same family? But these are kind of different enough that I think that they would be fun to stitch. It wouldn't feel like you're getting repetitive with it, and they'd look good together. So this is Elizabeth Jordan, 1841. Again, look at how the border is, it's different, right? It's, the top and the bottom aren't exactly the same, but they're similar. And then the 2 sides, they look to be pretty much the same. But the 4 roses, the roses in each corner, definitely, they're similar, but they're different. I think one reason people get bored with, people who don't like stitching borders get bored because it is repetitive. And, you know, this kind of border can be fun because it's not repetitive. You know, each side is a little different. So you don't really get into a rhythm, but, you know, that could appeal to somebody that's not a real fan of borders. And then the sister is Ann Jordan. And I don't know if it says, their ages. I don't think it does. Okay, so this one, you can tell the sisters just have different personalities. So this is Ann Jordan. And look at her border. The top and bottom, they're all similar, right? But she did it in such different colors. It looks very different. Very different. And their middles are different. So, you know, look at those yellow flowers on the side she did. She had a totally different color composition. She chose a different center, you know, motif or style. It's just, it's different. So that's that. Those are the sister samplers. Those are some of my more favorite Queenstown samplers. Now I showed, just in one of the last videos, I showed a couple of hers. So I didn't pull those back out because I just showed them. So those are also, because they were in plans, those are like my top favorites. Marianne Bailey and I can't remember the name of the other one. Letitia Jane Andrews, maybe? maybe. I think that, anyway. Those would be my top Queenstown samplers to get done. And Sarah Comfort, I really like that one. But that deer one that she just came out with. So these are good. So you should go online. She has a lot more. I have a lot more. Didn't choose to show them this time. They'll show up at some other point. Yeah, so I'm trying to think if I know I'm forgetting something. And for having just done this a week ago, you would think that I thought I'd have nothing to talk about. I once again talked a little too much about the linens, but not every video is going to be about, I'm sick of talking about the linens, right? But I'm trying to get information out there. So, okay, so I'm working this weekend. It's going to be snowy, it's going to be rainy, it's going to be gray. It's going to be a great day to like be in my pajama pants and just iron and dye and, you know, binge watch something, have something going on the TV. I'm running to the post office today. If you did not get an email today, even if I said that your order was coming out this week, I'm going to try to get it out Monday. Well, I shouldn't say that. I will say that. I'm going to try to get some out Monday. I'm not going to say I'll say beginning of the week, because it really depends on how much postage I can get done. Monday or Tuesday, I'll go to the post office. Things change. But I'm hoping to get a large bundle to get out because everybody's been waiting too long. That's all I'm trying to say. I will post an update on my Instagram. I think that then I will probably not be shipping again until the end of the week. I don't know. I always decide that a little closer to when I do it because I want to see what I get done. I'll post updates, whatever. Okay. There's one other thing. I have to do this because I said I would. Okay. So in my last video, I talked about the Riley Blake glasses case that looked to me like a vintage housecoat. It was like a blue pattern. My 19-year-old actually borrowed those glasses. She's getting certified to put on fake eyelashes, and I didn't realize, but they use reading glasses to put on your fake lashes. I don't know. And she wanted to order some, but they weren't coming. And so she said, you know, do you have reading glasses? Because we wear those to do the detail work on putting on fake lashes. And those are the ones she picked. She thought they were cool. I did order all the other counts. But it kind of created like there was a lot of talk on social media. If you were part of the conversation, you know what I mean, about housecoats and I even had messages and private messages and comments on the YouTube video about, you know, just kind of fun memories of housecoats. A lot of stitchers that still wear them. Like I said, my mom and my mother-in-law do wear them. So basically, there's sort of 3 interchangeable words for it. It would be, and if you're not in the US, it could be something totally different where you're at. It's a housecoat, a house dress, or a duster, right? So those would be the 3, and there's multiple variations of these. They still sell them. People still wear them. The kind I was talking about would be sort of like knee length, snap up the front, which a lot of people might call a duster. Usually a thinner material. When I was a kid, my mom used to wear sort of a velour robe with kind of like wide sleeves, and it was like floor length, and it would like zip up. So you'd like step into it, put it over and zip it. They still sell those too. That would be considered kind of like a house coat. Some people call robes house coats. So there's varying forms, right? And I had a lot of people say that they love wearing their house coats. I think it's a generational thing. My mom and my mother-in-law were both born in 1948. They're baby boomers. And so I think a lot of them and their friends wear that. And I think older than that did. I'm a Gen Xer, late 40s. That was not in our wheelhouse, but I totally see the appeal. They still sell them. So here's my thought, because I had a lot of people say this. And if you were part of the house coat complaining discussion, you know what I'm talking about. A lot of people talked about house coats and how we should wear them. And I didn't have enough time since the last video to get myself one and wear it in a video, because I said I'm totally wearing one in my video. But I think I'm going to buy one. So I was looking on, I mean, I can go to the thrift store. They have them at the thrift store all the time. I kind of even like the idea of the zip up ones, something that I might actually wear. I'm not a dress kind of, I'm not comfortable in that. So for me, that wouldn't bring me comfort at home, but something kind of full length that I could pull on and zip up, I totally could go for that. So if you go on Amazon, here's my thought. My thought is, what if we did a sort of like a pajama party, I will do a YouTube live where we just stitch and chat, and I will wear my house coat and you guys wear your house coats. Now, I wouldn't be able to see you, right? So this would just be, you can be a party pooper and hop on and not be wearing a house coat. Or you could just wear your pajamas or whatever. I'm thinking we'll do it on a Friday or Saturday night. So what I want you to do is post here. Do you prefer Friday night or Saturday? And next time I come on, I will announce a date and we'll have kind of like a pajama party. There was some talk of drinking in your house coats, so you are welcome to have an alcoholic beverage while we do this, but we'll just do a night. I'll wear my house coat. You guys wear yours. I think it'll be fun. We can have a hashtag, stitch in our house coats. And I don't know if that'll be the hashtag. I'll tell you when we plan this. So you guys can put on your house coats and stitch and have a drink or coffee or whatever. I just need to know a good time of day and we'll plan it out, within the next month. And then I think it would be fun if we posted pictures, either a selfie in your house coat, which I don't love photos of myself, so it wouldn't have to be a selfie. If it's not a selfie, maybe like hang it on a door, lay it on your bed, use the hashtag, and we can say that we're all getting together on a YouTube live. Don't you think that'd be fun? It would be way more fun with a Zoom, but I think if there's too many people, that's crazy. So, yeah, I think it would be fun. And if you do YouTube videos, maybe we could even do a future video wearing our house coats. Wouldn't that be fun? I don't know. I just thought, let's have fun with it. And a lot of you already have them. And I think so I looked on Amazon and you can get a house coat of varying all the different styles I talked about. You can get ones that look very old fashioned. You can get kind of retro ones. I was shocked at how many very updated modern ones they are. They had some real pretty ones with they were solid colors with white piping, and I don't know. Let's just see. Okay, for those of us that haven't worn them before, let's see what all the hubbub's about. And let's put one on. I don't know if I'm repeating myself, but Amazon's, they were anywhere between $20 and $30. They were not expensive, which is why I can't go too crazy because I don't just want to throw out my money. I'm going to pick one that I actually might entertain putting on, right? If you're a male stitcher, you're welcome to wear a house coat. You can just join us. You don't have to, but you could. How great would that be to take a selfie in a house coat, borrow your wife's house coat or your mother's, or go to the thrift store if you live alone. But yeah, I just think that might be fun, kind of a pajama party, but a house coat party. So let's do that, and comment or send me a message. What nights work good? And would you be up for doing that? I'll never know because I won't see you, but I'll be wearing mine. And if you want to have fun with it, wear yours. If you do a Flosstube video, we should have a week where we all make our videos in our house coats. If you're up for it, you don't have to. But I think it might be fun just because there's been so much talk about really good memories actually with house coats. A lot of people that wear them now, they're like, oh, it's just so, that's my comfy thing. That's my go-to. I come home from, wherever I'm at and I put on the house coat and, do my stitching and my cleaning, and you're not ruining your clothes, but you're totally comfortable. And a lot of people had a lot of oh, this brings back memories of my favorite aunt or my grandmother, and she was always wearing one at home. And I just thought that was kind of funny that, really, I think we all had good memories of people that wear house coats, or we enjoy wearing them now. So that's kind of my idea. So I'm kind of I'm just throwing the idea out there, and we will nail down the details later. But I think that it would be fun to have a house coat party. So since a lot of people enjoyed that comment, some didn't, but whatever. So yeah, let's do a house coat party. I could go real crazy and get super vintage. I don't know. You could go really nuts with this. But I think it would be fun. Instagram photos would be fun. And I think it would be a fun night to just chat and stitch. And maybe get to talk to some of you that want to do it live. You know, you can actually talk back to me. Talk back nice, but you know, you can talk back to me. So yeah, so that's it. Now it's 1:20. I think this could be my longest video. So I am going to go finish my errands and say goodbye. And I will be back in 2 weeks. So now I'm on a weird kind of off schedule than I was before. So I think I'll be back in 2 weeks. So that's it. If you have any questions, contact me on Messenger or email. And yeah, I'll talk to you later. Bye.